Yes, I know this is supposed to fall under the horror genre, and it's one of the most highly praised sequels of all time, but it's not a horror movie. It's an action movie with horror-adjacent elements, so because of that, no Psycho Mask for this one. Not to mention I don't have a written review for this one either, because I'm just trying to get these reviews out as fast as I can so I don't fall too far behind. Anyway, what's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one substitute for anything and everything animation, and in this case, horror movies. Welcome back to Revenge of 31 Days of Horror, and welcome to Aliens. This is a lot of people's favorite of the franchise, and I can see why. It goes into a bigger budget, more action-heavy direction. The cast is amazing. I love this new cast of characters. They're all unique, distinct, and very memorable. The performances are great. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. The ending is great. The story's great. The characters are great. The action... I already said the action, sorry. The acting is great. The final act is nuts in the best way possible. And it's highly entertaining. But I don't think it's better than the original Alien. Sorry, I don't hate action movies in any way. Heck, I love my fair share of action movies. Like, if you have seen my Cynical Stain 77 review where I literally did a whole freaking marathon of action movies, you know, Lethal Weapon, Rush Hour, etc., 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 then you know I do love a good action movie. But I'm just not sure it wasn't really the best direction for this franchise to go in specifically, especially since it's just completely jettisoned away from the franchise in its next installment. So, I mean, it feels a bit odd. But, I mean, it is James Cameron doing what James Cameron does, so I can't call it a bad movie, and I'm not going to. This is still a really good movie, but I just don't see that perfect 10 out of 10 Oscar-winning movie that a lot of other people do. It's just personal preference. And my personal preference, I'm always going to prefer the slow burn, claustrophobic terrifyingness, yes, that's a word now, shut up, of the original Alien. It's just always going to be better for me. This is a really good sequel, absolutely, and it's by no means a bad movie. But it's just personal preference. And in my opinion, the original Alien is still better. But that's my own personal bias. So what are my problems with this movie? Well, the villain is complete shit. I hate Burke. He's the one character in this movie that I hate. I know you're supposed to hate him, but, I mean, it's just cliche, generic, freaking corporate villain guy. That's literally it. And then the xenomorphs are cool. The Alien Queen's great. Is there any other real big negatives I have with this movie? Yeah, the third act drags a bit. Like, it gives you, like, this false sense of hope that's all over after they do this big climactic finale thing. But no, and then the Alien Queen appears out of nowhere and rips Bishop in half. And then just keeps going and going until the Queen finally dies. And then the movie finally ends. Like, that felt a bit long-winded. It's a cool scene with the power loader and everything, but I don't know. Just felt really dragged out. That's my own personal preference, my own personal opinion. You're allowed to love this movie as much as you want to, and I can see it as a really good movie. But a lot like most of James Cameron's stuff, Avatar, I just don't really see it. Like, the only big James Cameron movie that I can actively defend and call amazing is Terminator 2. That's really it. As for this movie, it's a solid 7 out of 10. It's controversial, but it's my personal preference, and I will always prefer the claustrophobic, terrifying atmosphere of the original Alien over this over-the-top, action-heavy Aliens. Just my opinion. You're allowed to think whatever you want to think, that's just my personal preference. So, but hey, it's a better sequel than what Predator got. Oh boy, see you next time when we talk about the hilariously awful piece of shit that is Predator 2. Later.